And there we are. Hello, everybody. I'm Terrell Jenkins, and welcome to something that I've been putting off. And there we are. Hello, everybody. That I've been putting off for a really, really long time. So I am a Christian, but I am one of those Christians that always feel like I'm not good enough. So I've never been the Christian. I'm the Christian that will pray for you if you ask for it. I'm the Christian that will tell you my personal stories and struggles, but I'm not the Christian that feels like I should publicly talk about God or Jesus and stuff like that because I know I'm not perfect. Um, I remember back in 2004, I went to this Christian leadership conference and I found a comic book team that actually adapted the story of Simpson into a graphic novel. Matter of fact, I still have it right here. So, Simpson, Judge of Israel by Mario Ruiz and Jerry Novick. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's a amazing idea. I didn't even think about doing that at the time as a comic book artist transitioning into comic book writing where I have more patience. And I thought about this old school book series called Now You Can Read Bible Stories. And I was like, oh, if I can find those, I can probably adapt those and make comics for kids. Now, of course, it's been 20 years. That's crazy since I've been to that conference. And it's always been on my heart, but I've always felt like I'm too much of a sinner to be a Christian content creator. And with the company I have now, a lot of the content, even though I use Bible verses as themes for my writing and for my stories, for the comics and the light novels and novels that I've done and flash fiction, I never felt like I could be a Christian creator because I look at some Christian creators and I see some of the feedback that they get from people, like especially Christian rappers. I know that there was this one Christian creator, I can't think of her name, but she had tattoos, and obviously I'm not gonna speak on her story. I'm pretty sure she did that before really turning to Christ and turning her life around. Um, and just the hate that other Christians were giving her because she was still showing off the tattoos. And I mean, what is she gonna do? She can't. And she wasn't dressed provocatively or anything like that. So I just always felt like I just wasn't a good enough vessel. But making comics is something that I like to do. And although I'm only making a little bit of money here and there from comic book writing and my own comic book series, it's something that I like to do. And before I die, which I don't know when that will be, not to be morbid, and no, this isn't one of those messages. You never know when it's your time, and I don't want to. It's bad enough that when I meet God, that I'm going to have to relive and go through all the wrongs that I've done and all the doubts that I've had. But then to sit there and go, oh yeah, I also didn't try to use the gifts you gave me. It tugs at my soul. And so I have a comic book artist who has been helping me with my light novels. And one of my goals to help her out was to help give her more, to kind of act as her manager, recruiter, and see if I can get her more work, especially on Fiverr. So I believe I'm probably like her second client on Fiverr. And my goal is to continue to help her. But I didn't really have like a comic book project in mind. And tonight I just figured I'm paying her. I know her. Um, maybe this is the time. So I say all that to say that today you will be watching me as I write one page of my comic book script. Now I use AI to do character designs a year ago, year and a half ago. So I will be sending those designs there. I'm not going to share them on screen because I am in support of not using AI art. But since I do have the character designs, I am going to send them to her so that she can go off what I designed through AI. Um, so the story that we will be adapting will be Joseph Man of Dreams, and that is Genesis 37 through 50. Tells the story of Joseph, but we're only really, and again, the concept is still, the target audience is still going to be kids, especially with the art style that this particular artist has. But I really just want it to be a simplified version of the story, not to take away from the Bible. One of the goals is to get you to read the actual story in the Bible. And yeah, so that's what we're going to be doing. Give me 1 second. Let me let, and hopefully you guys didn't see that because that will already be bad. No, because I'm only sharing. So, yeah, so let's get into it. So, for my comic book writing, I use Final Draft. I don't know if I'm going to tag them, but maybe I will. Maybe I will tag them. But I use Final Draft. I believe my version is 11. I believe they're on 13 now. So I might be upgrading, God willing. So let me move this out the way. Now, I like to use the screenplay template. And yeah, we're going to start with page 1. So we are adapting Bible stories. We will simplify them for the audience. The goal is to get the audience to read the actual story from the Bible. We are covering Genesis 37, chapter 37 to chapter 40, 44. I will provide character designs. All right, so page one, when I do my page counts, if you were writing a screenplay, this would be the action line is what I use. And for my panels, I'm sorry. I use the scene the scene heading for my page count, and I use the action line for my panels. Panel one, Joseph. And I still use screenplay format. Joseph, 17 years old, is wearing a colorful robe that he received from his father, Jacob. Um, is it a robe or is it a coat? So Joseph 37, Jacob lived in the land. This is the new international version. Jacob lived in the land where his father had stayed, the land of Canaan. This is the account of Jacob's family line. I'm not gonna read all that. So in verse 12, now his brothers had gone to graze. Oh, maybe I should read that. Oh, okay. I totally, yeah, so I will read 37. So this is an account of Jacob's family line. Joseph, a young man of 17, was tending the flocks of his brothers, the sons of Bilhah and the sons of Zilpah, I guess, his father's wives. And he brought their father a bad report about them. Now Israel loved Joseph. Israel is Jacob. Loved Joseph more than any of his other sons because he had been born to him in his old age and made him an ornate robe for him. So it is a robe. When his brothers saw that their father loved him more than any of them, they hated him and could not speak a kind word to him. Joseph had a dream, and when he told it to his brothers, they hated him all the more. He said to them, "Listen to this dream I had. We were binding sheaves of grain out in the field when suddenly my sheaf rose and stood upright, while your sheaves gathered around mine and bowed down to it." His brothers said to him, "Do you intend to reign over us? Will you actually rule us?" And they hated him all the more because of his dream and what he had said. Then he had another dream, and he told it to his brothers. "Listen," he said, "I had another dream, and this time the sun and moon and 11 stars were bowing down to me." When he told his father as well as his brothers, his father rebuked him and said, "What is this dream you had? Will your mother and I and your brothers actually come and bow down to the ground before you?" Foreshadowing. His brothers were jealous of him, but his father kept the matter in mind. All right, so I'm going to focus on us going through that particular part of the story. So let me hop back over to you guys on Final Draft. And I'm going to have Joseph. Now let me go back. I don't think he really said anything once he got the robe. So I'm just gonna say we're just gonna put a caption. So for when I do captions, so I'm going to put caption, use a white box with go outlines. That's how I kind of communicate to my letterer or the letterer of a project. And I'm just going to copy the text from Jeff, and that's 3 through 4. So I'm going to copy that and we're going to put it in here. Genesis 37, 3 through 4. And actually, I will break that up into, I'm going to say caption 2. Well, this is something new that I'm doing just so that the letter doesn't get confused. So caption 1, caption 2. And that's still, I gotta make sure that, oh, okay. No, it is that long. All right. Um, let's make this, I'm gonna shoot for 4 panels to get the artist started. So I don't think I want them to be equal either. Um, let's see. 4 panels. I'm gonna say let's do a mid shot. That he received from his father. Make sure it's during the day. And I think that's it. All right. Panel 2 is will come in and a long shot of his brothers looking at him with hate in their eyes. And I think our focus character will be Reuben. Reuben, character design. should be the main focus. And I think we should still see Joseph and Jacob, but at a distance. Oh, maybe that shouldn't be a long shot. I guess we can always discuss that. And we'll say we'll make this caption three. And I will. So I'm doing this all off the top of my head. I was working on my Favor of Athena issue three, and I really have been thinking about God today. Um, I mean I think about him all day, every day, but today I really was focusing on him because I was focusing on, I have a lot of bad stuff going on, but I have a lot of good stuff going on. And I was like, I should just do it. So I'm winging this. And I felt like going live and doing this, that will put me in the position to start doing it more. I don't know if I'm always going to do live streams. I will definitely do videos, but I felt like I needed to do something to have accountability here. So I'm doing this off the cuff. So, all right, so let's do caption three, Genesis 37, and we are going to, I need to put NIV. Oh, you know what? So let's do, yeah, that last caption. I got too much stuff going on. So what we'll do here is I'm gonna copy that, delete that there. This is 37, 4. And we can get rid of that. NIV 37.3, NIV. All right. Now, yeah. You know what? I'm not liking the long shot. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna say a wide shot. And I need to capitalize that. And we're gonna say 60s. I'll go back and so long as he looks old. All right. So we're already practically done. So we'll do not chapter three, panel three. And we're going to a long shot of Joseph with his brothers in the desert. And I'm reading now. You can read Bible stories. I'm reading that while also looking at Samson to get some ideas as far as camera angles. Let's go back to the Bible. So Joseph sold by his brothers. So in Joseph 37:12, now his brothers had gone to graze their father's flocks near Shechem. And Israel said to Joseph, as you know, your brothers are grazing the flocks near Shechem. Come, I am going to send you to them. Very well, he replied, he being Joseph. 14. So he said to them, go and see if all is well with your brothers and with the flocks, and bring word back to me. Then he sent him off from the valley of Hebron. When Joseph arrived at Shechem, a man found him wandering around in the fields and asked him, what are you looking for? He replied, I'm looking for my brothers. Can you tell me where they are grazing their flocks? They have moved on from here, the man answered. I heard them say, let's go to Dothan. So Joseph went after his brothers and found them near Dothan. But they saw him in the distance, and before he reached them, they plotted to kill him. Here comes the Here comes that dreamer, they said to each other. Come now, let's kill him and throw him into one of these cisterns and say that a ferocious animal devoured him. Then we'll see what come of his dreams. When Reuben heard this, he tried to rescue him from their hands. Let's not take his life, he said. Don't shed any blood. Throw him into the cistern here in the wilderness, but don't lay a hand on him. Reuben said this to rescue him from them and take him back to his father. So when Joseph came to his brothers, they stripped him of his robe, the ornate robe he was wearing, and they took him and threw him into the cistern. The cistern was empty and there was no water in it. And they sat down to eat their meal. They looked up and saw the cavern of Ish- Ishmaelites coming from Gilead. Their camels were loaded with spices, balm, and myrrh, and they were on their way to take them down to Egypt. All right, so we'll stop there. So we're gonna say, I think so. I want to focus on the merchants here. And Judah said to his brothers, what will they gain if we kill our brother and cover up his blood? Come, let's sell him to the Ishmaelites and not lay our hands on him. After all, he is our brother, our own flesh and blood. His brothers agreed. So when the Midianites merchants came by, his brothers pulled Joseph up out of the cistern and sold him for 20 shekels of silver to the Ishmaelites, who took him to Egypt. When Reuben returned to the cistern and saw that Joseph was not there, he tore his clothes. He went back to his brother and said, the boy isn't there. Where can I turn now? They got Joseph's robe, slaughtered a goat, and dipped the robe in the blood. They took the ornate robe back to the father and said, we found this. Examine it to see whether it's your son's robe. All right. So, yeah, we want to focus on the fact that they sold him. All right. So, let me hop back with his brothers without Reuben selling him to merchants. Joseph should be wearing a tunic style, while one of the brothers has the colorful robe. And for caption three, we're going to use that particular verse. So let's go verse. Um, so we'll do verse 25 and we'll paste that here. So Genesis 37, 25. Again, so that's the new international version. And we're still going to, we'll actually put another caption here because there's a whole lot going on. And I don't know if I feel comfortable writing dialogue that's not from the Bible. I listen to the Pray.com app and I love their dramatizations, but I don't know where that falls. I'm pretty sure they're fine. I feel weird about doing it because again, I just don't think I should be doing this. All right, so this is going to be Genesis 37. Did I say 25? Where am I getting 25 from? Oh, yeah, yeah, because we skipped a whole bunch. Got it. Well, we didn't skip, we actually did read. So we'll say 26 NIV. And then we'll do panel 4. And we're going to do a close up of Jacob as Reuben tells as Reuben tells we're just gonna say as the brothers. Well, let's read. See if there's any particular because I want to say it's Reuben. Okay, so 38 is about Judah and Tamar. And I'll keep my thoughts to myself about Judah. Let's see. Okay, and yeah, we're just because now we're in Joseph's. Okay, yeah, so we can leave off with. Oh, okay, there it is. 35. All his sons and daughters came to comfort him. 33. He recognized it and said, "It's my son's robe. Some ferocious animal had devoured him." So yeah, so we're gonna use that caption and let me come back to final draft. Yes, save. But distraught. I'm talking to you guys in my head. I'm sorry. A close up of Jacob as the brothers and sisters weep in the background. Jacob hugs the bloody robe with distraught in his eyes. And here we will use dialogue because, and then let's see. Yeah, we'll leave it there. All right. So I actually do feel good. Like anytime I remember last year I had, or 2 years ago, I had the chance to pray for somebody that I met while I was on vacation. And, again, just like I said at the beginning here, I didn't feel like I'm the person to kind of do that, but it did feel good to do that for somebody else, especially when they asked me to do it. And this feels good. It's the same thing. So like I do some work at my church, and that has been really fulfilling. I mean, I've taken some time off because I have a lot of mental health stuff going on. But yeah, this feels good. Like I did the character designs. Yes, I cheated by using AI to do the character design, but like I said, I got a comic book artist, so now I won't be cheating. But this feels good. It feels like this is, I can't believe it's been 20 years. 20 years that I have not even attempted outside of doing the character designs. Um Now for the past year and a half, I have been putting up Bible verses, and that felt pretty good. Some of you guys on YouTube have responded and say that, this has helped you out, and knowing that sharing God's word with you helps you does feel good. It does make me feel like I'm doing the right thing and living in my purpose by providing content, even though I may not. And I know some Christians are gonna come on here and be like, none of us are perfect. That's why you're supposed to do it. But it's really hard when you feel that way and then you have other people that kind of help support that. Um, Even when you are doing a good thing and people are still like It's just it's rough. So this is probably the most vulnerable video I probably have done on this channel. Um, but this feels good. Um, what I'm going to do, like I say, I'm not going to put the AI art on here um for copyright purposes, but I'm also going to kind of like share the art from the Now You Can Read Bible Stories so that she can get an idea of what I'm looking for. So, but thank you guys for watching this, especially if it's at a later date. We're probably almost through. I would say we're probably a third of the way through. So and it's cool because I'm actually using the Bible verses as well. So one of the reasons why this story also sticks out to me, as you guys know, my channel is all about superpowers. That's what we're transitioning into, and I still wanted to incorporate the Bible in that. And Joseph is, if we had to say he had a superpower, it would be precognition, right? Via dreams. So that's why this has always stood out, even when I was a kid. So yeah, we like I say, it feels good. Um I still like I was telling my friend, I think outside of doing it and feeling like a sinner that shouldn't be doing it, but if we were able to make money from the comic or monetize the YouTube channel because of the Bible content, which is what most of you are here for. You guys we went from 29 to 180 just from like doing Bible verses. So and you guys reading them. So I just wanted to expand upon that. Again, I'm not trying to I am trying to make money, but I don't want to come off as like, oh, I'm only doing this for money. If you want to support the Patreon, that helps. But you just subscribing to the YouTube channel and watching me do this is cool as well. Um, that's not to say don't buy anything that I make. But I am doing this because I do feel like I'm almost afraid to say it. I do feel like this is my real purpose on this earth. I'm not sure. I'm still praying about what is my purpose because I feel like if I figure out my purpose, then I will be happier in life and more fulfilled and be able to just, I know we all try to be better people, and that's the goal is to always be better. So, yeah, so I think that's the other reason, and then the third reason is I'm just lazy, and I'm probably selfish because I've been working on my own comic for I've worked on that for like a good 3 years, and then I went into light novels for the last two. So, and then before that, it was just kind of, yeah, I just it feels good. I feel like I'm doing what he wants me to do. Again, I'm gonna keep praying about it. And again, I just hope that you guys can hear the sincerity and genuality in my voice about this. It really was hard to get to a point where, because again, I'm doing this because the goal is to spread this word and help as many people get to know him, and prayerfully that will help make the world a better place. I know Christians, we get a bad rap because most of us try to strictly adhere to the Bible and have become Pharisees ourselves. But I do think um and not a shot at Islam or anything like that. I do think Christianity I think the Bible, especially the New Testament, it's all about love, and that's what I want to be known for, being a loving person. So again, I'm sorry, I feel like I'm tearing up. Um, Again, I feel like I am doing the right thing. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I don't even know what to call this, writer's workshop. And I hope you guys like the comic when we get it finished. So yeah, yeah, I'll end it there. So again, I am Terry Jenkins. I am the creative director and art director of Be Terrific Media.com. And we have our own superpower universe that you can check out by going to BeTerrificMedia.com, where you can also join our Patreon right from our website. All the money helps us grow. I do get, I do pay myself obviously, but it also helps pay for our contractors that we have. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channels. We have different superpower content. There's gaming content where I play games with superheroes or just games that have powers in general. So that can be like Wild Arms, RPG, or it can be like God of War, or it could even be Overwatch, right? We have the we have that kind of content. We have sports content. And like I said, our superhero universe. And I am creating an RPG game as well. So if you like to see all that, you can join and that helps. And you can also join, sorry, I don't even know what that word was. You can also join our this YouTube channel if you haven't already. Um, so hit the subscribe button, hit the bell so you can be notified of new videos, and like and share the video. Obviously that helps us grow, and especially if you watch this all the way through. And I will be back for part two when I do page two. So thank you guys for watching, and we will see you in the next episode. God bless and be terrific.